Let's break down the top 10 most scariest horror movie villains of all time. Hello, my name is Surge's Mike, and welcome to The Shining. 1. Samara Morgan, from The Ring, who serves as the Ring series' demonic poster kid. After her victims watch a cursed videotape, this twitchy, eerie villain comes out to them 7 days later. Samara crawling out of a TV screen and into your living room is the worst thing we can fathom. Furthermore, these demonic females just never stop killing, even when the main characters in the Ring films try to break the curse and calm Samara's/Sadako's restless souls. 2. Reagan McNeel, from The Exorcist 1973. If you ask anyone to rank the scariest movies ever made, The Exorcist will almost certainly be near the top. In this iconic 1973 film, a naive little girl named Reagan exhibits strange behavior that her mother and medical professionals initially attribute to puberty. Puberty is awful, but it doesn't explain things like being able to turn one's neck 360 degrees or floating furniture. Eventually, Reagan's mother discovers that Pazuzu, a demon, has taken possession of her daughter. The demon is ultimately driven away, but throughout the several prequels and sequels, it has a history of coming back to haunt Reagan and others. The original film, with its numerous classic sequences of demonic possession, such as the head spinning, soup barfing, and spider walking, lacks the visceral, scary appeal of the follow-ups. 3. Valak, from The Conjuring and the Nun series. The most significant villain of the Conjuring universe is occasionally referred to as the Nun. Valak is a demon of great power who takes on the form of a demonic nun in order to both taunt and conceal within its adversary's faith. It is also recognized as the archenemy of the Warren family, and Lorraine Warren in particular. Their antagonism began after she exorcised it from Maurice at the conclusion of the movie that tells the story of its genesis. It was once an angel, but God rejected it and banished it to hell. 4. Kakosi, from The Grudge. Prior to The Grudge's 2004 release in American theaters, it crawls to see the white-skinned ghost girl who consumes wicked spirits. In Japanese mythology and tradition, she is referred to as an onryo, a vengeful spirit that harms the living. Up until The Grudge, Takako Fuji portrayed Kakosi. 5. Annabelle, from The Conjuring series. Although there are a number of ghosts and evil beings from the Conjuring series that could easily make this list, we have to give the nod to Annabelle, the most terrifying movie doll this side of Chucky. Hell, Annabelle would still be the stuff of nightmares even if all she did in these films was glare menacingly from behind her protective glass cage. However, Annabelle and the monster that lives inside her porcelain body stole the show in the first Conjuring, and now they are the main characters in a hugely popular spin-off series. It's likely just a matter of time until she makes a comeback in Annabelle. 6. Pennywise, from the movie It. Clowns can cause deep-seated terror in certain people. And it's actually not that hard to understand why after seeing it. Another Stephen King adaptation, it tells the story of a group of pals in a tiny Maine town who meet Pennywise, a malevolent clown that lives in sewers, both as children and as adults. Pennywise is not a cheerful, good-time performer at all. Pennywise's perceived form is decided by the thoughts of the victims he torments, much like Gozer in Ghostbusters. In addition, he sleeps for decades before rising again to resume his reign of terror, just like any good horror film villain. The horror element is further enhanced by the fact that the iconic Tim Curry played the villain in the original TV film. The role was taken over by Bill Skarsgård for the 2017 film and its follow-up. Though his Pennywise is a more obviously horrific character, both are now to blame for a great deal of nightmares and cases of coulrophobia. 7. Michael Myers, from The Halloween. One of the most well-known and persistent antagonists in horror films is Michael Myers. Heck, with Halloween from 1978, he essentially invented the genre as we know it. In contrast to a figure such as Freddy Krueger, Myers lacks any true personality or feeling. He's just a killer, a real-life example of the boogeyman, cold, silent, and heartless. It is established in the many Halloween movies that Myers killed his sister and was committed to a mental hospital as a young child. In numerous follow-ups and reboots, Myers eludes capture or seems to have died, only to resurface and torture Laurie Strode, who is occasionally portrayed as Myers' sister. He is unstoppable. Michael Myers' fury is unfathomable in whatever branch of the Halloween multiverse you may find yourself in. 8. Freddy Krueger, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Considering Freddy Krueger's past, it's difficult to disagree. Since making his film debut in A Nightmare on Elm Street in 1984, Freddy has had a successful and lengthy career frightening innocent people in their dreams. That's one of the things that makes Freddy stand out from the others. His startling visual design, which includes a charred face, razor-sharp shears, a ragged sweater, and a fedora, certainly helps. Between 1984 and 2003, Robert Englund played Freddy in 8 straight films, which culminated in his eagerly anticipated showdown with Jason Voorhees in Freddy vs. Jason and the television series Freddy's Nightmares. Jackie Earle Haley assumed the role during the remake in 2010. These films have unmistakably shown that Freddy Krueger is a terrifying figure in both the real and dream worlds. 9. Leatherface, from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Leatherface, one of the original members of the legendary group of slasher film antagonists, is a serial murderer who was modeled by Ed Gein. A well-known characteristic of Leatherface is his use of a chainsaw and human skin masks. In the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series, the unfortunate youths and law enforcement personnel who go too near to his rundown residence become his victims. The fact that one can never be completely sure what evil is hiding behind closed doors is part of what makes Leatherface so horrifying. We simply know that we never want a van breakdown in the middle of nowhere in Texas. 10. Jason Voorhees, from Friday the 13th. The main antagonist of the venerable Friday the 13th franchise is Jason Voorhees. He's easily recognized as the hulking assassin with a deadly machete in hand who wears a hockey mask over his malformed face. It's interesting to note that his appearance didn't become established until the third Friday the 13th film. In the first movie, Voorhees wasn't even the main antagonist. Rather, it was his mother who went about killing a bunch of camp counselors as payback for her son drowning years earlier. But Jason rose from the dead to continue his mother's work. Nobody is more adept at brutally killing attractive, naive kids in a variety of ways. Similar to Michael Myers, Jason also doesn't seem to die. He has even traveled to and from the frigid depths of space due to his insatiable bloodlust. Renowned Friday the 13th aficionado Brian Fuller has even planned a prequel series that will reboot him. Let's play a game. Let me know which of this horror movie villain is the deadliest in the comments section. If you enjoy this video, just hit that subscribe button and get notified anytime I upload a new video.